Good evening, welcome, and hello. I'm just about to start in once again on Disco Elysium, where I am playing a terrible human being that I might actually be able to play as a half-decent detective, although the murder that I have been sent to solve, well, I know who did it. I just can't arrest them. So, that's a thing. And where we left off last week is we had gotten into the stockyard of the harbor, and we were just about to enter this office that has been set up either inside or on top of, or both of the storage containers here, where somebody is typing away industriously. Last week we also picked up a quest to ask about the special peppy borscht that is being fed to the strikers. So that's back at the kitchen at the Whirling and Rags. So first I have to figure out how to get out of this place, because the way that I came in, well, I jumped off a wall, and I can't climb back up the wall. So another exit is going to have to be found. So in the meantime, well, there is nothing to raid in here, alas, since there's so much coffee. So we'll just go check out this dot here. A stair made of pallets leading up. Okay. Into the office. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's, he's not what I expected, honestly. Okay, let's check out this dot and then speak to the man. A taxidermy fish that tells time. Ah, novelty. Okay. And even though we just got here, just in case, we shall save, and then we shall talk to him. Everard Clare. Before you is a walrus of man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. Oh, and he is just lounging back with his hands behind his head. Oh, yeah. Well, last week we found out that the supposed gardener who was hanging out in front of the hotel was actually the union lawyer who is, well, this guy's right-hand person. So she's definitely been reporting all of my movements to him the entire time. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you. Composure, success, with a mixture of expectation and impatience, well bottled. Are you in charge of the dock workers? Let's get straight to business. There's a dead body in a tree. Or leave without comment. Well, I'm obviously not going to leave, so let's go with the charade here. Are you in charge of the dock workers?
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat.
He gestures to a tiny chair opposite his giant desk. He knows my name. That is more than I knew.
I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debargeurs Union here in Martinez.
The man relaxes into his chair and continues.
I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
Yeah, that sounds like a very convenient excuse. Composure success. He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
The lieutenant nods at you, then the chair. Esprit de corps success. Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Inland Empire success. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name. Okay, so now the options are take a seat, I'd rather stand, why are you calling me Mr. Dubois, and actually I'm a bit of a hurry right now, and leave. Well, I'm still not leaving, but I'm definitely not sitting. I would rather stand, you know?
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner as equals. Take a seat, I insist.
So now it's take a seat or I don't sit. It's kind of my thing. Fine, let's sit.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
He gives you a sly wink. Alright, remain serious, try to wink back, or damn, this chair is uncomfortable. I'm going to remain serious.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarges Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
Pain threshold challenging failure. The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside. Oh dear.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Garte. Some people have no manners. Pains me to say.
Okay, that's like 3 different ways I've heard people pronounce that guy's last name, and now I don't know which one's correct.
This should take care of that nonsense.
He points to a giant novelty check on his desk. It's absolutely comically huge. He's trying to pay me off.
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with the cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
He points at it again. Perception success on site. Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it. Wait, you know Garten? Thank you, Avart. Take the comically large check. Take the comically large check, but don't say anything. Keep it, I'm good. Leave the check. Or you can take that comically large check and shove it up your ass. Leave it. As much as I'm going to need another 20 tomorrow to pay for the room, I am not accepting money from the union. I am not. I am leaving that check on the desk. I am good.
Okay. I respect a man with principles. No handouts, then.
He crosses his arms on his ample midsection and sinks further into his chair. I hope he's annoyed that that didn't work.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
I don't like this guy.
Lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. Yeah, he's rubbing it in is what he's doing. I do not like his tactics. These are skeezy tactics. And that's a morale hit. Half-light success. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only 2 words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun. Can I heal while I'm in conversation? I can! Excellent. Alright, there we go. Drama success. When he said don't worry, he actually meant be very worried. Yes. How do you know about my lost gun? I'm not worried, I got this. Or, I would appreciate any help you could provide. Ugh. I'm going to ask how he knows about it, simply because I want some cards on the table.
I know everything, Harry. Right now I know that you're worried. Don't be worried. Everything's going to be all right.
I don't like him.
It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
I do not like his tactics. I do not like his tactics at all. Hand-eye coordination success. It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded. Kim turned to Kim. Or a challenging composure. Don't panic. Which has a 28% chance. Because I'm sitting in the bloody chair. I should not have sat down. Don't panic. Don't panic! Failure. God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are going to shoot themselves with it. No, I am not about to cry. Try to stay cool. Or, so what? Men can cry too. I don't want to cry because of this man, so I'm going to try to stay cool.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
It's a good thing I healed my morale earlier. What is this Mr. Dubois he keeps repeating? What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill. Okay, I've got 1 more.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
The large man snaps his fingers, but to no effect. You're in some stupor. Because this slimy, odious man is a slimy, odious man. Keep sliding down the chair like a jello shot. There are no Harrys. Let your mind go to your safe place. Safe place. Safe place it is. Off to the safe place. Here we go.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
You did this. Composure. Maybe you could use your hands somehow? In a kind of throwing motion? Like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him? He's Mr. Dubois? Now I'm as good as it gets, Mr. Dubois. Vaguely gesture with your hands above your head. Oh yeah, man, I'm fucking great. And keep sliding. Actually, this chair is uncomfortable. I could use that glass of water. Sit upright. Or, I'm melting. I could use that glass of water. The chair is very uncomfortable, and you knew that. I should never have sat in the chair.
What an odd demonstration of... Huh? You got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time, and I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Thank you, Kim. Reaction speed, success. Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions. Volition, success. It's about a time to stop embarrassing yourself. What is that A doing in there? Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity. I should never have sat down. Aren't you going to ask me how I got in? You called me Mr. Dubois. Why? Could you help me get a dead body down from a tree? Let's talk about my lost gun. I want to talk about the hanging. I'm looking into your shady brew. What's in the container that's outside your office? Or, Everard, I'm going to leave now, but we might talk again later, and leave. Well, I have not been through all of this just to go away again. I'm very lucky I found as much medicine as I did. Aren't you going to ask me how I got in? Harry, he says almost gently, honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia, a man your age. Say nothing. A man my age? What are you implying? I'm at the peak of my abilities. I too am surprised by the resilience and athleticism of this tool I've been provided with. Tap your chest. My body's gonna break down any moment there. I'll probably pushed it to the limit. Or, enough wackiness, let's get back to business. I really dislike this man. I'm just gonna say nothing. The big man peers at you over the rims of his glasses for a moment, then interlaces his fingers and rests his chin on his hands. Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it. I want to talk about the hanging, you know? I want... Oh, of course, that's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. He nods. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to discuss it with you. Secret task complete. Interviews the union boss. 10 XP. Alright. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me. I sense there's a but or say nothing. You know, I'm gonna say nothing. But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open. He says, as if I don't already know who committed the murder. Kim, yes, that sounds good, Lieutenant says with a slow nod. Let's do that. Everard. But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. Suddenly he slaps himself on the forehead. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines, incredibly talented at opening doors. Oh boy. I've opened a few doors in my life. You've heard wrong, Everard. We're not. Kim, is that true? Are we door-opening machines? I've opened a few doors in my life. Everard. And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying colors, Harry. He chuckles. It really is very simple. This really is very simple, and there's nothing shady about it. Why don't you just open it yourself? Whose door is it? I bet you don't even know anything about the hanging. Damn it, fine, I'll look into it. We need to talk about that murder. Accept the task. I can't accept this thing and refuse the task for now, apparently. I'm willing to bet that he will refuse to talk about the murder unless we do this for him, but let's get some more information before we make up our mind. Well, before I make up my mind. Whose door is it? Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about. Okay, so now we've added what do you mean by a weasel, and I know that he means a person. So let's see. What do you mean, a weasel? A loud, blabbering weasels. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. He removes his glasses and rubs his nose. And my tablet has suddenly decided to restart itself, so I can't see chat. That is awesome. Great. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you. He puts his glasses back on. He wants to silence someone, obviously. Why don't you open it yourself, Everard? Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. He slams his fists together. You look like you could run around all day. Kim, you want to send someone a message that the police are working for you. Everard, I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. He turns back to you. So what will it be, Harry? I bet you don't even know anything about the hanging that I don't already, Everard. Harry, my dear friend, he sinks deeper into the chair. I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez. I do really want his input on this whole murder thing. Fine, we will open the door. Fantastic, my friend. Let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level. He flicks his fingers. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker, too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. He smiles, obviously satisfied with how well he planned it all out. One last thing, Harry. And I still can't see chat. Of all the times for the tablet to decide that it was going to restart itself and do an update, it had to be right now, this moment. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. Oh, yeah, he's definitely wanting to put the fear into somebody. You called me Mr. Dubois? Why? Could you help me get a dead body down from a tree? Let's talk about my lost gun. I'm looking into your shady brew. What's in the container that's outside your office? Or, Everard, I'm going to leave now. Could you help me get a dead body down from a tree? Kim, you might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria. Oh, I'm so close to being able to see chat again. Come on, chat. There we go. There we go. Now I can see chat again. Excellent. Oh my, he smiles pleasantly. Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter? Kim. Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt, a steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood. Also, I studied the footprints at the crime scene. Worker boots. Yeah, the belt thing. Say nothing. Or you're a community leader. Help your community out. No, I think Kim's got this. I'm going to say nothing. Supportive silence. Everard, I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values. He licks his fat lips and smiles. But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you. He picks up the handset of a radio phone to his right, then clicks a button. Jean-Luc, my boy, I'm sending 2 police officers down. They have a dead body and a tree problem they need help with. Namely, they need it to be taken down. And Jean, please take it easy with the race science. That's a yes to getting the body down, no to the race science. He hangs up and turns back to you. Is Measurehead's actual name Jean-Luc? You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates. He turns back to you. He's the big, impressive one. You know, tattoos, muscles, ethnic looking. Can't miss him. Great guy. It is Measurehead. I am going to have to talk to Measurehead again. Oh, life is terrible. This is awful. Let's ask him what's in the container. I don't want to talk to this man about my name, honestly. What's in the container? My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them. There's something special about it. It was attached to the Kvaslan crane. Or never mind the container. No, there's something special about this one. Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch, he says with the fondest of smiles. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you. Rhetoric success. Smooth-talking? Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it. There are some chemical processes in my brain that have not been firing right for decades in this game. Like, this character, there is... Nope, not gonna ask him about the name. I'm just gonna leave. We'll talk again later. Wait, he leans, reaches into a drawer and pulls out a plastic card. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Thanks, I was wondering how I'm supposed to get out. Or, great, wouldn't want to get stuck in here. I wouldn't want to get stuck in here. Here, you're one of us now, a real red and white Union man. Take care, Harry. I dislike you intensely. You are... It's not even the Union thing. It's just this man, specifically. Okay, open the basement door behind the greenhouse in the backyard to intimidate the occupant. Do what you have to do. Everard has promised to give you info on the case in return. Get the door from Mañana. And getting the body down, go to Measurehead on the gates and ask him to get the body down. Ugh, I don't want to talk to him again. I mean, his boss told him to hold off on the race science, but no, I don't... Oh, there's so many things about this I don't want to do. Well, in any case... do wonder. Let's see. Ledger, chain cutters, pry bar, flashlight. I wonder if any of these would get me into the crate. It's worth finding out, I suppose. The loading screen of Doom. The transitions do take a while in this game. But yeah, it's just, I had a conversation with Measurehead 2 or 3 sessions ago. I can't remember now, but it was an awful conversation that made me break my own chat rules, and I never want to have that conversation again, and I would have preferred to never speak to that particular NPC again, because he's such a racist, and every sentence that comes out of his mouth is something racist. And I was reading large chunks of that, and it was even if I'm just reading what the character is saying, I don't want to ever say that stuff. So if I see him cropping up with it again, I'm just going to move on as quickly as possible. That's because I honestly do not want to deal with Measurehead's whatever kind of supremacy it is that he has. It's deeply unpleasant in a game that is already kind of deeply unpleasant, and I really don't appreciate it. And this loading screen is taking next to forever, my goodness. I hope you're not crashing. Please don't crash. And it seems to have frozen on a screen advising me to sneak around behind Kim's back. And the thing is, like, I got him to trust me. I'd hate to break that trust. But yeah, I think I'm definitely going to have to stock up on the morale medicine before I go and talk to Everard ever again. Oh my goodness. This is very concerning. I'm very glad that I quick-saved before attempting to leave the office, but... Oh wait, here's the music again. That might be a good sign. And there it goes. It heard me. It's shy. Why is this screen taking so long? There we go. There we go. And we are auto-saved. And spinny icon of doom. Okay, we spoke to the happy man over here, who loves his job. So... And I raided that chest already. I am going to mess around with this crate a bit more. You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly. Knock on the door. Open the door. Rhetoric impossible challenge. Persuade the door to open, or nothing more to do here for now. Oh, sure. Let's try the 3% chance. Let's go. Failure. Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric? Because getting physical wasn't an option, or yeah, why am I? Because getting physical wasn't an option. Because what wasn't an option? The lieutenant looked startled. Using my body over my wits, or never mind, it's snowing. Using my body over my wits. Kim, now is not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can do that after hours. Open the door. You attempt to turn the handle to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. Okay, so what if I were to equip something like, say, the chain cutters? Open the door. You attempt to turn the handle to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. Okay, not the chain cutters. Perhaps the pry bar? Open the door? Nope. Knock on the door? No reply. Perception, hearing, success. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. Doesn't sound like there's anything inside the container. There's got to be a way into this thing. Oh well. Okay, we will put the pry bar back in the inventory. And I guess we will continue onwards. Which way was it? I think it was this way? Yes, it was this way. Yes, there has definitely been a changing of... Oh-ho, what's this? I don't remember those being there before. Because apparently I can't get down there from here. Where can I get down there from? Get down there. How do I get down there? Not from up here is the answer. Okay, so we shall save again and we shall cross our fingers for the loading screen. So apparently my only chance currently is to persuade the door of the cargo container to open, which I really... If it's being held shut with a mechanical lock, I am somehow doubtful that I'm actually going to persuade that lock to open. So the question is, am I persuading the lock or am I persuading whomever is in there, if there is someone in there? But if they are in there, storage containers, as far as I know, don't generally have locks that are openable from the inside. So I'm honestly not certain where this line of thought is going. It's just a line. Let's see, was there anything in here besides what I've already looked at? Oh, close the door. I have looked at all of that. I can't even go in the bathroom. I don't have anyone to call if I was going to call, so let's save and honestly, all these loading screens close together, That's why I've spent so much time wandering around in the streets. Okay, well, might as well get the most painful part over with quickly. Jean-Luc. Okay.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Okay, Everard told you to help us get the body down from the tree. Isn't Everard the Union boss white? Kim, what do you think about this? Or why are you not with the Hardy Boys? And yeah, you know what? Let's ask him why he's not with the Hardy Boys. I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. He looks towards the coast defiantly. In addition, these so-called Hardy Boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degrading. Drama success. You pick up on something artificial in his tone, like he's putting on an act. This is unlike him. He's usually more himself. But you're all part of the Union, or there's more to it. What have you got against them? What have you got against them? Fine, they have recently fallen under the influence of a possibly sexually perverted female vagrant and a narcotics peddler. It's shameful. Who do you mean? Find out for yourself, endomorphic blob. He's actually said 3 whole sentences that weren't blatantly racist, so I'm going to count that as a win for all of us. Kim, interesting. The lieutenant takes a quick note. Okay, and skipping past all of the things that I know is going to trigger racism, Everard told you to help us get the body down from the tree. So it was. You surmounted the harbor wall in a display of athletic prowess to reach my superior, then had him give me an order. I salute your cunning, and I will remove the body from the tree with my bare hands. I would not recommend that. It's been up there for a week, but you know what? You go. I hope you vomit. Measurehead's babe. You're so noble, Measurehead. Rhetoric success. There's a but. Measurehead. But while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. He turns to the lieutenant. Both of you. Lieutenant, what if we don't want to do that? Okay then, wait here while Measurehead goes. Or, no way, we're not going to do that, and back off. You know what? It's 10 o'clock in the morning. I've still got quite a bit of day ahead of me. I'm going to go with okay then, and he'll leave. Babe, see that they stay here the whole time. And away he goes without me having to talk to him anymore. Measurehead's babe. The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves. She turns to you. So you guys are like cops or something? Why are you with Measurehead? Yeah, we're the law around here. Apparently so. Or we're just trying to keep things from going to shit. Apparently so. Cool. I like men with guns and power. The woman twirls her hair. I'm Katya, by the way. That's a nice name. Kim, you hear that? The lieutenant looks towards the yard. That sound. He's breaking something. The tree, I suspect. Measurehead's babe. Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it. I also wish I could see it, or I don't. I've seen enough of that dead body already. The question is, are Kuno and Measurehead going to talk to each other, and what is that conversation like? I also wish I could see it. Scab leader, look at you, RCM rent-a-cops. A loud voice booms in from below. Guarding that bridge like Everett's lapdogs. Is that where it's at now? The RCM is for sale? Oh, what a... This seems to be a different guy than yesterday. Kim, and who are you? The lieutenant fires back. What is your business here? Why are your clothes 4 sizes too small for you? I'll work with whoever I want. Yes, I'm an unbelievably corrupt cop. I am corrupt every opportunity I get, or that's none of your business. You know what? That's none of your business. Perception, hearing, success. A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez. It's Kuno! Then... Scab leader. The man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him. Measurehead. The corpse is being removed from the tree. He brushes wooden flakes off his hands. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with race victory today. Oh, gross. There has been no side choosing. We did what we had to keep order. Or thank you for your cooperation, Measurehead. Thank you for your cooperation, Measurehead. Farewell, ham sandwich. You are a union man from now on. Okay, we are not going over the race classification thing again, or any of these other things. We are leaving. We are going. Goodbye. Thank you for not smearing your supremacy all over me. Well, not much. But yeah, Katya, well, she said right up front she is turned on by power, so it's not like I needed to ask her why she was with Measurehead. Oh yes. getting the body down is go to the yard and see what Measurehead has accomplished. Part of me hopes that he attempted to convince Kuno to his side of the conversation. But anyway, I do need to get that key from Manana, so...
So, how'd you like our harbor?
Rhetoric success. You've been in there, he means. Talked to the boss man too, probably. It was nice enough. Labor utopia, not approvingly, or complete shit. I'm just, ambivalency. Was nice enough. It is but a rest area on the path leading across open plains, he notes solemnly, then turns to you, a wide smile adorning his face. Right, you talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk. Everett says you have a key to the door. I'm a bit short on money right now. Can you give me some? Any idea who killed the hangman? Everett says you have a key to a door. A key, huh? He runs his fingers through his mustache. What door is this key supposed to open? He said it belonged to a weasel. I was hoping you could tell me. Or, I don't know, some whistleblowers, I think. He said it belonged to a weasel. Oh, say no more, I got you. He taps the side of his nose with a little wink. Item gained, key. I got that key right here, and let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say. I saw an opportunity and I took it. I'm a hustle grinder. I heard something about a weasel and it didn't sound like a local polar weasel, if you know what I mean. Wink. I'm not opening this door for myself. I'm opening it for all working men. Or I'm not really doing this for political reasons, which is actually the most correct one. So yeah, I'm not doing this for political reasons. Oh, so the none of the above type, are you? I get it, I get it. I like to keep my distance too. He nods. But it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. Thanks. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the Whirling Rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business. Kim, okay, but where did you get the key from? Manana, the janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. His gaze wanders off into the distance. None of this mess we're in, this jivin' and jugglin'. What's it for? He doesn't wait for your answer. To feed our children, I guess. Anything else I should know about this task, this weasel person, when he'll be home? Or got it? Anything else I should know? He shakes his head. I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we're fighting for. The man takes a big sip from his flask. Rhetoric success. He means he's not going to tell you because he doesn't know, but he will shoot his mouth off with you now that you're working for Everard. Do you know anything about the Hardy Boys? Los Ardis? He smiles. They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. The responsibility for what? They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. He takes a swig from his flask. But really, they're just like you. Any idea who killed the hanged man? The mercenary, aye? He shrugs. Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing? He shakes his head solemnly. The merc was hanged with a very specific type of a cargo belt, one often used in heavy transport areas, for example, harbors. The harbor is a prime area of suspicion. In your opinion, are the dock workers involved in the killing? Or let's change the topic. hanged with a specific type of cargo belt he was. What a thought, he scoffs, looking shocked. Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course. Pushed how? Your dead guy was an enemy combatant. Hold up, what does that mean? Or did you kill him? I very much doubt that Manana did, but, what does that mean? He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts. And that leaves only, did you kill him? I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all sorts of skills. Drama success. He's not lying about not doing it himself. Kim, understood. The lieutenant takes a note. This has been of limited use. Still, thank you. And sure, let's ask why are you striking? We're negotiating our share. Your share? Aye, he seems pleased with himself. Wait, so not wages or pensions or how large a share would you like? Or, oh, okay, economy stuff. I get it. I want to talk about something else. Wait, so not wages or pensions or... This stuff, they already covered. Okay, shouldn't you be grateful then? It's a lot more than most people here have. At least you got the benefits, that's something. Or however much you feed the wolf. Well, at least you got the benefits, that's something. It's not enough. Not enough to get ahead. More about keeping us in our place. Okay. How large a share are you trying for? All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board so that they can take part in the decision-making process. Oh, this strike is never going to end. Rhetoric success. This seditious talk sounds like communism. Just so we're on the same page, communism is basically wanting to kill the rich people or deporting them to a labor camp in Southeast Grad. But don't say that out loud if you're a communist. Are you a communist? The boss man, Evrart, what can you tell me about him? Got the picture? Let me ask you something else. What can you tell me about Evrart? I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. He shrugs. In my eyes, he's a capable organizer and a decent businessman. Well, if you ask me to make up my own mind about that man, it's not going to be a very pretty picture. What does bossing the union entail anyway? Or I guess you're right, I should. What does bossing the union entail anyway? I guess you kinda get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties, watches out for his own. Kim, by that you mean corruption? Manana, by heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it, even. He is personally not too lavish. That desk seemed lavish to me, or you're right, he's very aesthetic. That desk seemed lavish to me. He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway, and moralism is the most corrupt of them all. Oh, I could probably say a great deal about that, but then it would turn into lecture series with Foxwine, and I think that nobody actually wants that. So let's just continue with the rhetoric success. This man has political theory, and it has not failed him today. Sure, let's ask him if he's a communist. Are you a communist? No. He pauses to think for a moment. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. No science to it at all. Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't. Right on, brother. You shouldn't take what's not yours, or cool, I don't have anything to add to that. Sure, right on, brother. Just the way the world works, Broadero. Boyadero? I am not entirely certain how to pronounce that word, and I'm only going to leave it at 2 attempts. Okay, so we have the new ones. You seem to have spent a lot of time thinking about the political situation, or got the picture. Let me ask you something else. We seem to have spent a lot of time thinking. Sure, I've had the necessary free time. He spreads his arms wide, using the reach to show how much time he has. Fortunately, there's always time. Composure, success. The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. For him, having command of his time is the most important thing. Encyclopedia, success. It all comes together now, the way he speaks about scabs, his general attitude. He's a follower of a 500-year-old Franco-Nigerian Broiderio code. Itself an appropriation of Vespertine cool. All these words. That of a noble peasant or a traveling herdsman. True to yourself, independent in your actions, loyal to your friends. Maybe I am a boyadero? It doesn't sound that cool. Sounds antiquated, obsolete, passé. It's not disco. Maybe I'm one? Encyclopedia, no. I could, but what if? Maybe? Unless... What if? No. The man sits on the railing, his hands reaching far and wide, yet it feels as if he could effortlessly go even wider if need be. An endless torrent of time. Okay, so I've asked him everything, so good talking to you, Manana. I enjoy our conversations, more than many people. Oh, what do you have here? Rhetoric. Hey, psst. Look around. Who, me? Look around. Psst, hey you. Who, me? Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again. Again? How come there's word on the street? How come there's word on the street? And when did I become a communist? You keep saying things like down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs, that kind of stuff. I have not said any of those things until this very moment, and I really don't want to have said them. Oh, right, that sounds like me. I haven't said anything like that, or I've said some mildly left-wing things, but none of these. I haven't said anything like that. Okay, not in so many words, but don't deny it. You're about to rip off that mask of social democracy and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that will devour and masticate mankind. My rhetoric is very purple and florid. And if I were editing this, I would have chopped most of that paragraph out and replaced it with much less word. Everyone can see that, so tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder, or do we get right down to it? Wait, first, what is this communism even about? Roll up your sleeves and start building communism, opt in. It's too tiring, I don't have it in me, I'm beat down and broken, which is an opt out. Okay, fine, let's have a lecture about communism on the stream tonight. What is it about? Failure. It's about failure. Failure? Or I don't do failure? Failure? Yes, abject failure. Total irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped, and pissed on until you come along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world. Oh no. You alone against every living thing, against every human alive, 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class, towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers, million-headed armies of nations, and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm, and the spin, where the world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist. Now get to work, comrade. Oh no. No. I am opting out. Very well. I guess no one will build communism then. Tell the working man it's over, unless anyone has objections. Logic success. No objections. It's mathematically impossible to achieve a classless society. Everyone knows this. Who is this everyone? Rhetoric. Anyone? Anyone else? There's no one? I'm just gonna take a nice big drink after those paragraphs and paragraphs of stirring speech. My throat is very dry. Okay. There is no one. Okay then, lie down and let the water carry you downstream. My rhetoric. Oh lordy. Goodbye, communism. That was an incredibly long thought. Okay. And this has updated. Open the apartment door. You have the key. The door is behind the greenhouse in the yard. A basement door. Okay. Happening. Why did it freeze there? Why does it keep freezing? I'm just going to save again because this is I'm not sure what's happening, but I don't like any of it. Oh man, what is happening? The game is definitely having some problems right at this moment. Not sure what is going wrong, but something is definitely. Oh boy. that was quite something there. I think that perhaps it was the scabs. There were just too many scabs. And I'm just going to note for the record that I am absolutely going to try to enter that apartment that the union boss guy wanted me to. Okay. I am going to go and see the state of the body before I phone in. Dang, that lady's still up there on the roof. Ah, I see. Well, odd as this decision is going to seem, I'm going to talk to Kuno first.
You missed it at show before. A gift came by and completely fucked a tree to pieces.
Yes, we heard.
He fucked the tree up. Fucked it good. It was porno.
Rhetoric success. If you want to shut it down, you need to act decisively. It's Kuno. Use Kuno words. Stop using the K word. It belongs in the past. Total retards use language like that. Congratulations, Kuno. You just made yourself a retard. Oh yeah, kids. Nod in approval. But don't you mean a desert kipt? Wish I could have been here to see it. Now I have questions. You know who uses language like that, Kuno? Stop choking, Kuno. The word I'm not even going to make an attempt at got you in a chokehold. 5 XP. Kuno's not fucking choking. He grabs his throat like he's choking. Choked you out there. Serves you right for using reactionary shit. Alright. Simmer down. I think we all learned our lesson. I'm sure that's supposed to be an R lesson. Serves you right. Like fuck you did. He lets go of his throat. Kuno's gonna keep saying kipped forever now. Kipped, cough. He only gets 2 kips out before he coughs. Shit, he stops. The fuck did you want anyway? You got your fucking fuck bag down. Now let's talk normal shit. Good evening, Ezra. You have arrived just in time for Kuno being very Kuno. I hope it's everything you wanted. Oh, now you want a normal conversation, huh? Or, yeah, let's have a normal conversation. Let's have that normal conversation, boy. Shoot that shit at Kuno, pig or not. Oh, this man. This child. I want to discuss the body again. I have more questions about the crime scene. I gotta ask, who is Kuno? Kuno, I found your shack. Point to the shack. And attempt the empathy legendary 14 challenge. Figure out what's going on with this kid, which is sitting at 28. Made him respect you and talked Kuno S. Ah. Sure, let's try that 28% chance. Let's roll the dice. Failure. failure. What's going on? He's an ungovernable youth on your crime scene, throwing around incendiary language, trying to push your buttons. Pain threshold failure. Like you don't have enough on your plate. You feel a sudden surge of self-pity coming on. Hey Kuno, think you can turn the Kuno down for a moment? Let's talk like normal people. Kuno, listen, I know this boundary-pushing thing is new to you, but it's old news for us grown-ups. Kuno, you must have seen all kinds of things throwing stones here. Want to help the RCM bust a murderer? Or, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm just a busted old piece of meat. This case is all I have, and you're not helping. Want to help the RCM bust a murderer? Fuck no, he bursts out loud, laughing. What are you, fucking mentally handicapped? Kuno, they've almost made you a snitch now. Ease off, see. Kuno always takes the bullet over the hammer. He nods, big boy style, incredibly proud of himself. Rhetoric success. He'd rather die than work with the justice system. Yep. We've made quite a bit of progress in the game this evening. You know, we talked to the Union boss and somehow managed to not die despite his best attempts. We spoke to Measurehead again without getting it all super racist, and we actually got the body down from the tree, although we haven't inspected it yet because I decided to talk to Kuno first. Hey Kuno, I found your shack. You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack. It was closed for 5,000 years. How the fuck did you get in? I pushed the panels aside, Kuno, or I phase shifted through the roofing material. I phase shifted. Shit, get the fuck out of here. You can't do that. He can't do that, Kuno. He's trying to fuck you again. Pigs can't displace, can't do that teleport shit, he says to himself, then turns to you. How did you like it in there, pig-o boy? Kuno's got a lot of cool shit there, right? What was with the pig head? I found a plate covered with powder residue, know anything about it. What's with the tube of magnesalam, Kuno? Or, I've heard enough of this. What was with the pig head? Oh, that? He picks a bit of dirt from his fingernail. Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape. Were you trying to send me a message of some sort? Demo tape, like some kind of a musician? Cool pig head, I liked it. I got one too. This one, point to your head. It's shit. Forget it, I'm not saying those things. Let's play slightly dumb, like some kind of a musician. Yeah, Kuno plays on snuff radio, fucks pigs, live, fucks their heads off. He ominously points to his shack. Kuno's a cop killer. In this entire game playthrough, I'm not sure if I have encountered anything less believable than this child's claim. Any of his claims, actually, come to think of it. Whoa, what's with the powder, Kuno? That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric. Kuno's Shazam. Kuno rides the fucking lightning in there, pig. That would explain a great many things about Kuno. Electrochemistry success. Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you could have that sparkle in your eyes. Why does my electrochemistry so seldomly say anything useful? What's with the tube of magnesalam, Kuno? It's a vitamin, pig. Don't you know anything? He looks at you like you just pointed at the sun and asked him what it was. Endurance failure. You could use some. It's magnesium, right? Or, okay, whatever. It's magnesium, right? I'm going down a good path. I will have to take your word for it because I definitely have not read ahead. trying my best to play this as low spoiler as is possible on the internet. Yeah, it's the mag. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your game. Kuna goes through like a tube a day, rips mag like a motherfucker, and you could use a barrel. Ah, children and their opinion of adults. Don't teach him, Kuno. He's gonna use it against you, Kuno. I know all about magnesium. I rock it all the time. Or, come on, it's just magnesium. Don't mystify it. I rock it all the time, child. He looks at you, eyes bulging. You're not kidding this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything. Like you stayed home playing with your choo-choo. Fuck you, pig. Don't do mag. You're gonna OD and you're gonna fucking die. Ugh. I've heard enough. I really have. Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom. Let's open up the opportunity to talk about his shack again, which I am so not interested in. Farewell, Kuno. Farewell. Kuno doesn't fucking care, and neither do I. What do we have here? Composure. Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you slouched. So there's a lack of magnesium in me, or my magnesium level is fine. No, there's a lack of magnesium. Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in your bloodstream. I need to mag it up, so I need to mag it sideways. Mag it up! This doesn't feel very disco. You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already, and the only prescription is insane amounts of magnesium. You're saying I need to become a magnesium-based life form? Or I need to stop thinking about this. No, let's keep following this. I need to become a magnesium-based life form? Yes, if you want to live, you need to evolve. You need to ascend the carbon barrier. Go to the apothecary and buy insane amounts of magnesium. It will reverse the damage to your circulatory system. And that's a new thought, and let's find out what that thought's gonna do for me. Magnesium-based life form. Temporary research bonus. It has -1 shivers, which my shivers is not high enough to really have ever gone off, so that's not much of an issue. So let's see here. It's generally understood that human beings are carbon-based organisms, fusing little carbon tubes together to form complex, mushy structures capable of thought, love, and locomotion. It is also known that these structures sometimes like to take the edge off by consuming ethanol, amphetamine, etc. In such cases, it is important to supplement your body with magnesium. Tired? Mag it. Down? Mag time. Liver damage? Maximum mag! Some people say magnesium doesn't really do anything and you just need to quit. What do we tell them? Sure, let's... Oh, I can't internalize it because I need a slot. How do I unlock a slot? That's the question. I am not sure. It says unlockable, but how does one unlock a slot? Oh, a skill point. Okay, well, we'll just wait until we level up and then... Okay. Thank you very much, Ezra. So I don't think I'm all that far from leveling up right now. No, I'm halfway. I am halfway. Okay, that's not as close as I thought it might be. But in any case, I will bear it in mind. Okay, so Measurehead tore apart the tree. And now we have body on the ground. Excellent. The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side. Beautiful, wipe a tear from your eye. Or, well, it's down. Celebrate in a more reserved manner. Well, it's down. And I just leveled up. Okay, excellent. We'll deal with that in a bit. Kim, Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. The lieutenant nods approvingly. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy. Field autopsy. My tongue works. A field autopsy? Yes, he covers his nose and lists 1. Investigation of the scene, 2. Initial examination of the victim, 3. Field autopsy, 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We're on number 3. Wow, the game does a really good job of having different paths. Yeah, I can see a lot of branches in the tree and stuff, and there are a lot of options that I don't take because I just personally am kind of disgusted by them, so... Oh, well, as me, after I spoke to Evrart, he actually called Measurehead and told him to bring the body down for me. So he just came down here and ripped the limb right off the tree. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch. Alas. Encyclopedia success. The RCM's 4-phase murder scene processing manual. Kuno, the fuck they on about? Cop's gonna cut his shit up. Oh joy, lack of knife. Don't we have someone else for this? A doctor? Don't we have someone else to cut his shit open? Or got it? Don't we have someone else for this? A doctor? A doctor. Shouldn't a doctor be performing an autopsy? Kim, no, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain from autopsy to cleanup to social work. Everything. Ooh, boy. Wait, honorary rank of detective? Yes, I feel like a detective, or I don't think I'm a detective. I think I'm a detective, so that's, the last one's right out the window. Wait, honorary rank of detective? An honor and a burden attached to your rank once you've proven yourself able, usually after 5 to 8 years of field work. Mine is lieutenant detective. Yes, I feel like a detective. You are. Your station would not have assigned you on this case if you weren't. Now, the way I see it, he looks at the corpse with some disgust. New task, interview the Wild Pines rep. It's either this, or we complete the initial interviews. We already met Evrart. That only leaves the Wild Pines representative. There's one in town negotiating the strike. She could have information. No need for a distraction, let's do this. Or, yes, interview. We can always do the autopsy later. The longer this body is left, the worse it is going to smell. Let's do this. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. First, what exactly is a field autopsy? Tell me something, dead man, or try to remove the dead man's boots. You know what? Try to remove the dead man's boots. I thought thought we decided to leave it to processing. The lieutenant shakes his head. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus. Interfacing success. Damn it, this is turning into some sort of mega puzzle. Oh my goodness, not a puzzle in a game that appears to be mostly a puzzle game. This is all about finding solutions for problems. Logic success. Okay, so you can sneak out of your room maybe after he's gone asleep. First, what exactly is a field autopsy? Tell me something, dead man, or try to remove the boots again. Well, tell me something, dead man. Shoot, Looney Rooney. Oh no. No, 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 no. Well, why is the corpse talking to me? Where have you gone? I can see you're gone, but who are you? What is happening? Why do I love questions so much? Is my name Rooney? Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible? Or I hate you, you stink and you're boring. Or enough. Why do I love questions so much? Why do I keep chasing the dialogue trees? Because you're a copper-Rooney. Look at all of them go. Do you want to record questions? Oh, no. No, I'm good. Thank you. Your loss, Capodopo, would have been so primo. Oh, enough. Okay, what exactly is a field autopsy, then? Since this appears to be the only way forward. Come on, officer. He pulls on a pair of latex gloves. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them. Encyclopedia success. What you do know is that 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano Corpus Mundi is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single Épuis de Sang to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea. Why don't you know? What use are you? Do you have another pair of gloves? Or, yeah, let's get back to this later. Do you have another pair of gloves, Kim? Unfortunately, no. Okay, I'll take this like a man. Or I have gardening gloves. Maybe they are enough. I have gardening gloves? They're better than nothing. The lieutenant looks at the gloves. Tell you what, I perform the anatomical side of things while you will take notes. We just fill this in, right? Show him the red field autopsy form in your ledger. Yay! That's right, he nods. Logic success. Yeah, we got this. We're smart. Open the ledger at the field autopsy form is the new thing, so let's do that. The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with number 1, assistant. Let's jump ahead to the 3-part summary, or let's pause this autopsy. Alright, begin. That's you. Only the first question and already I don't know the answer. Leave it empty. I know that my character's name is Harry Dubois because Everard kept calling me that over and over and over and over like we were best friends since childhood. But I vigorously declined to chase that field, so leave it empty. Okay. The corpse lies there, indifferent to your retrograde amnesia. The next box says, Coroner's Case Number. Kim, oh boy. KK57-0803.0815. How do people remember these things? I mean, I have a bit of dyscalculia. myself, so I have a very difficult time remembering numbers. But that is a string that even a person who doesn't have that condition would have trouble with. Logic success. KK equals Kim Kitsuragi, 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date, 0803, and time of arrival, 0815, on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you. Well, it would probably be easier to remember, and thank you for, telling me that so that I know how he's remembering the heck that number. Rhetoric success. That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials. Shouldn't we file the coroner's case under me? Technically, I arrived at the scene before you, or write it down. I'm not going to chase that, so let's write it down. Next, name. NA. Next, date of birth. NA. Age? The lieutenant corrects his glasses. Roughly 50. Visual calculus success. Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side. I'm going to write approximately 42 or write approximately 50. I'm going to go with my gut on this one. I'm going to write approximately 42. He nods. Race? Mondale, subgroup Occidental, as per your observation. Write it down. Hanged man, the pudgy mess looks neither Mondale nor Occidental. It doesn't even look human. The next line says... Encyclopedia success. As you read it, you think that leaves out dark-haired mask Sao Samarzian Kedraic. Lighter-skinned Occidental means this man could be Vespertine, Oranges, Messinian. Those three are on the table. Perception sight success. A solid guess, Mr. Racial Profiler. Thank you, perception. Now I feel bad. Alright, sex. Fucky, fucky, the little monster exclaims energetically. Why would the children not leave? Kim says male, ignoring the child as I wish that I could. And Kuno puts in his 2 cents of pig's gonna have sex. Right fucky fucky, right male, right pig's gonna have sex. Right male. Hanged man, nor does he look male with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face. Well, rotting corpses. Date of death. We're still going with March 4th, 51. Right 04.03.51. What else? He looks over your shoulder. 9, body identified by is non-applicable. 10, case number is the same as the coroner's case. Hanged man, that whole number string listens motionless with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains. Evidence of treatment. None, at least not after the initial examination. What exactly is treatment, anyway? I'm not so sure. Didn't the footprints look like he was carried over? Agreed, no treatment. I'm not so sure. Or what's next? No opinion. I'm curious, so what is treatment? Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem. Well, it definitely has wounds post-mortem because I attempted to shoot it down and ended up shooting the corpse. I'm not so sure. Kim, a silent nod. The lieutenant places his gloved hand on the corpse's chest, as if in preparation. Composure success. Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the Stations of the Breath, ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform, then... We should start the post-mortem. Turn the page. Hanged man. The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why. Okay, so we have external examination summary, internal examination summary, description of injuries summary, or trying to remove the dead man's boots yet again. Okay, well, it just makes sense to work one's way down the list, at least for now. External examination summary. Kim, clothes, he begins. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babardine, I think? Let's see. He turns the body onto its side to check the underwear label. Kuno, see, it's happening! Kim, Babardine, yes. Inexpensive, size M, color white. Kuno S. The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid. Write it down. Kim, the rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers in order to get to the victim's ceramic armor. Officers are in search of the missing pieces. Removal of the boots is left for processing. Continue. Drama success. It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire, if you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to. You've deserved them more than anyone else. I really don't know that I want to wear boots that have been on a corpse for a week. Are you playing your character similarly to how you would act, or is it more of a character? I am trying to play him as himself, but in such a way that I don't have to do anything that I personally don't find kind of reprehensible. I'm also slightly deking around making any major political decisions because I really don't know what I want to do there. When am I going to get them? Omit the boots. Write it down. Now there's the question. Like, I personally would not want to wear a dead man's boots, especially after said man has been dead in them for a week. When am I gonna get them? Patience. After the autopsy, before the body is taken away, there will be a window of opportunity after the lieutenant has gone to sleep. I hope this has helped you, my liege. Between my drama and my rhetoric, I just... There is like some form of artist or poet trying desperately to get free in this man. Omitting the boots. Ah, blast. Kim, the boot has a serial number. He twists the dead man's foot. It's E50.100.1000. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design. Write it down. Have I gotten art cop thoughts yet? Not that I've noticed. The closest I think I got to that was finger guns, I think. Kim, tattoos. He stands up, feet planted on either side of the body. I mean, I could read the thoughts list on the thoughts page, but I have not. There's so many of them, and I'd rather, you know, let them come up organically. As organically as anything comes up, anyway, in a game. Let's see. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene using a Trigat Mini. Write it down. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color, yellow. Length, 3 meters. There's a buckle on the other end. Writing it down. He produces a measuring tape. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.80 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good, ambient temperature below freezing. Writing it down. Body hair is light brown, distribution is consistent with age. He kneels in to get a better look. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short. Touch the corpse's hair before moving on, or write it down, short, light brown, male pattern baldness. I don't see any reason to touch it, so I'm just going to write it down. Given how much throwing up I did over this corpse when I first started beginning to play this game, I'm a little cautious about getting close to it now. Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity. Kuno, fucking low velocity! The kid explodes. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max! Talking shit about Kuno's velocity. The lieutenant pays no heed. In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation. Write it down, or write down but amend for high velocity. No, I don't like Kuno. I'm a write it down, low velocity, he's a child and he's awful. Ligature mark. The lieutenant produces a small folding knife. With the other hand pulling on the belt, he starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut. The steel wiring, he concludes, breathless. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so that we can get to the ligature mark. Interfacing success. You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters. Oh dear. Oh yeah, I'm prepared. Pet the chain cutters. Good thing we got those chain cutters. Pull out the rubber-gripped cutters. You voice Kuno really well. I've known a lot of snotty kids. I've known a lot of kids who are coasting on their anger because they've got nothing else. Alright, good thing we got these chain cutters. Pull out the rubber grip cutters. Always good to think ahead. Now, he points to the rope squeezing the dead man's neck. We need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can. Uh-oh. Kuno, see, my pig is gonna fuck his head off. Kuno asks, no he ain't. See, looks blasé. Your pig's a boring fuck. Yes, I'm Kuno's pig, I agree. I'm not your pig, Kuno. Look for a good spot to cut, or physical instrument medium, cut the belt off. Okay, that has a 28% chance. Let's see if we can make that better. We'll take a page from Kim's book and we will ignore the children and look for a good spot. The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the yeast. Interfacing success. The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there. Steady now, like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose. Okay, and we've brought that up to a 72% chance by just making an observation. So, Thank you, interfacing. Let's roll the dice and cross our fingers. Here goes. Success! After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot, tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow. Press down. Hanged man, snap, the knot is slashed. Another cut, and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it. The details of the body are a little too real. Yeah, this, we're definitely getting full description in very flowery language. Definitely. Kim, the lieutenant kneels closer, running his finger along the dark red groove until there's a gap. The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Okay, write it down. Chest is intact. He presses down on it. Normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant. Pelvis intact. Genitalia. He pulls down the man's underpants. Children are going to come in now. Yep. Now it's gonna happen, see? Kudos. I fucking knew it. Kim. Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury. Inspect the genitals or write it down and move on. Just write it down and move on. Back is symmetrical and intact. He struggles to turn the corpse on his side. Upper and lower extremities are intact but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. In addition, I see smaller residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin. Visual calculus, success. From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty. And my goodness, it is already 11:56. Obviously this stream is going to be running a bit long because I'm definitely not going to leave in the middle of all this. Let's see, this scarring is extensive, way more than a law official's, or write it down. You know what? It's extensive. He nods. We have a real museum here, of battles, wars. Write it down. Last item, hands. He takes the man's right hand in his, inspects it, then moves on to the other hand. Pick up the hand or let the lieutenant work alone. You know, he's doing, I'm documenting, everything is staying copacetic, it's all good. Let lieutenant work. Hands are clean, he inspects the wrist. No sign of a recent struggle. Were we expecting any? Or write it down. Were we expecting any? Kim, I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, the stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment. Write it down, then. I was hoping for more out of that. Ooh, he turns to the side to breathe. It's not enough. He buries his face in the sleeve of his jacket. You hear a muffled voice. That's all for the external. Well done. What next? Let's go with a description of injuries. Summary. I'm afraid we can't continue before we've gone through both the external and internal examination first, thoroughly. Really? I would have thought that you would have done the injuries and then the internal, since the internal is definitely going to create injuries. But what do I know, apparently? Internal examination. Central nervous system, he says, and then concludes abruptly. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system? Conceptualization success. Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story. If I may add the moral of this story, or nope, write NA. I am not chasing that road. That road is a foolish road, and they're very silly people, and I'm not going there. N.A. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. He gets close to the swollen mouth hole, eyes squinting from the fumes. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone? Hyoid? Bone? Let's see. With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous. Ugh. I am glad that I had dinner before coming to stream rather than planning to eat after. Perception, hearing, success. You hear cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh, like the creaking of an old house at night. Kuno asks, yeah, jack that fucker off. What is wrong with you? Kim, the hyoid bone is fractured, he says after a while. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact, unremarkable. Write it down. Back hunched, as if in prayer, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaws. Respiratory system, he stops to exert more force. Both hands are used. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen, hemorrhaging present in mucose of the lips and mouth. Look inside or write it down. Writing it down. He wipes his brow. Hepatobiliary, NA. Okay. Why don't we have anything? Or write NA. I'm gonna write NA. Same for toxology and serology. Well, those both take laboratory tests, or any test at all, really, which we don't have, so yeah, it would be not available. But yeah, write NA. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits lividity in the lower extremities, feet, hands, and neck, visually consistent with a hanging. Writing it down. Gastrointestinal. He breathes a sigh of approaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around to the ground, the pool of feces there. Logic success. This will do. Then he touches the corpse's bloated lower abdomen briefly and says, digested semi-solid food in stomach, voila. Write it down, omit the voila. Write it down, keep the voila. Let's just omit the voila. What's next on the list? Description of injuries now that we've fully examined the body. Let's see, he tilts his head. We have bite marks, contusions on head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one, too. Reaction speed success. Be thorough if you want maximum results. What about the injuries we have afflicted? 1 bite marks, 2 contusions, 3 ligature mark, finish the autopsy. What's the 4th injury field for? Or turn the page back. What about the injuries we caused? Oh, he looks incredulous. So we inflicted them? This is a team effort, or okay, I have inflicted. Okay, I have inflicted. Okay, so there's a spin-stabilized munition from a Kjell A90 muzzleloader lodged in his lung. There's a pause. I don't think we should mention that. Better to not muddy the waters. I agree the waters are muddy enough, but isn't this sloppy? Keep it minimal, so back to the injuries. I agree, the waters are muddy enough. You know, see, these pigs are fucking corrupt, the boy nods approvingly. Why don't you fuck them if you love them so much? Now injuries, Kim says, ignoring the children the way that I really wish I could. Okay, what's the 4th injury field for? Nothing, just in case. Okay, that sounds very reasonable, so yeah. Okay, bite marks. He nods. Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. Writing it down. And your opinion, officer? Beneath the description there are 2 boxes waiting to be ticked. A. Opinion, fatal injury. B. Non-fatal post-mortem. Well, that's pretty obvious. Non-fatal post-mortem. Agreed. Next injury? Contusions. So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. A perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem. At maximum velocity, fucko! Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity. Writing it down. Hanged man. Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath the description of injury, 2 boxes. Opinion, fatal injury or non-fatal post-mortem. Well, non-fatal post-mortem. Right, next. Okay, ligature mark. Finishing the autopsy, which has taken slightly less time than I thought it would. A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. So basically they broke his throat, but they did not break his spine. So, to put it slightly more layman, they crushed his esophagus. I see hemorrhaging on the skin above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck. Write it down. Hanged man. Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side, awaiting your judgment. The ring around his neck is visible. Reaction speed, success. Think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush. Opinion, fatal injury or non-fatal post-mortem? Fatal injury. That's it. He cracks an uneasy smile. We've established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned, but it's a start. Alright, task complete. Experience 70. Another skill point. Oh my goodness. He produces a small black plastic roll from his jacket. A body bag. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over. First, how did it go? Or what now? And conclude. Let's ask his opinion. How did it go? Well, we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy. Generally speaking, yes. Then, given the state of decay here, I consider establishing the victim's ethnicity a minor success. What else? 5 more XP. We were thorough with the list of injuries, too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy. And it involved a lot less cutting open the corpse than I had envisioned, for which I am very glad. I would have stuck through it, but I wouldn't have been entirely happy if we had. Alright, what now? I need a copy of that autopsy form that I will drive him to Faubourg. Rip out a copy of the autopsy page. For processing. He looks at the dead man one more time, then at the slip of red paper in his hand, then at the corpse again. He doesn't want to put it in his car. Composure, success. You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse. Visual calculus, success. I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something. Let's see. Well, the tell me something dead man is very much a dead end. Try to remove the dead man's boots yet again. A perception legendary challenge. Search the body one more time thoroughly. Let's bag him, take him away. Let the lieutenant take the body away without further examination, or leave. I wonder. This has only an 8% chance. Because stop wasting time, you're smart, and established a probable cause. But I'm going to try it anyway, because I seem to roll on everything. So, here we go. 8% chance. Failure. You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso, with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough? Oh my. Look in his pants again. Look under his fingernails like Kim already did, or give up. Look like Kim, like under his fingernails. Let's try. His fingernails have turned dark. They're tipped and quite long. There's dirt under them. That's all. Kim, do you think we missed something? Yes, there's something we're not seeing, or no, let's leave it to the processing guys. There's something we're not seeing. There's gotta be. Okay, well, we're in livor mortis here. He's disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast. Can't he just hang out here for a while longer? Or, okay, where do we find a fridge for the body? I know the answer to that question. Where do we find a fridge? Hey, a wide smile appears on his face. Wasn't there a giant ice bear sarcophagus below that building? He points towards the commercial area. Why, yes, there was. An absolutely colossal fridge, still plugged in, literally in the shape of an ice bear. So that's what the ice bear-shaped refrigerator is for. I don't even care. An absolutely colossal fridge still plugged in, literally in the shape of a bear. Yes, now, I've rarely been disappointed by the size of a giant ice bear fridge, but I think we should still take a look at it first. Make sure it's big enough before we carry him over. Oh, you didn't have the option. Oh. My sympathies for your loss, Ezra. He closes his notebook and cracks his neck. Let's move. With every hour, whatever we're looking for in the deceased will become harder to find. Sure, yes. Let's go have a look at the bear fridge. Although first we're going to make the dot go away on the journal here. Fridge the victim's body. You need to buy yourself more time to find whatever you're missing in the corpse. A fridge would allow you to preserve the body longer. Ask the whirling Frita or maybe Kuno or some other local kids. And the result here is check out the fridge in the commercial building across the whirling. Professional, yes, they are professional police officers in a dystopia. And it's the dystopia part that is the active everything going on here. Okay, send victim's body to processing. Once you're done with it, send the corpse to processing. Lieutenant Kitsuraga will take care of it. Check twice to see whether you've done with all the corpse-related tasks. After you sent the body away, you can't take it back. And interview the Wild Pines rep. Find the representative of the logistics company who owns the harbor and ask her about the murder. She should be around here somewhere. And you said that we can use a skill point to oh yes, we can. Look at that. Oh, I'm going to research the magnesium-based life form because this sounds like fun. And I have 2 skill points. So I'm gonna internalize that sucker. There we go. And we have a whole nother skill point. Where to spend it? Difficult choices. Oh dear. What does volition do again? It's gives me another morale point. Well, I seem, yes, I have zilch in suggestion, and 1 point is not going to get me far. Charm men and women, play the puppet master. And I actually have a -1 in suggestion from something that I'm wearing. So that would probably explain a great deal. I'm not sure exactly which one it was that was removing my suggestion, but what does this do again? Like the body take control, threaten people. Well, that's despite that being level 3, that has hardly ever gone off. Let's see. Inland Empire, hunches and gut feelings, dream and waking life. You know what? That actually sounds like fun. Let's put a point in that. I like hunches. There we go. Now, I know that the door I'm supposed to open is around here somewhere, but I'm not going to deal with it right now. Because what we're going to do is to go and check out that fridge. And that way, well, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down into the basement where the fridge is, and then I will save off, and then that will be next week's thing, is to check the fridge. But it's mainly to get the loading screen out of the way now. Because the loading screens have been very, very long today. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if it was my shoes that are removing my suggestion. I seem to remember that they had some sort of negative effect. But it's still better than wandering around barefoot. And I've not exactly found any other shoes. But yeah, it's probably the shoes or the pants that is giving me the -1 in suggestion. Oh no, the music stopped. That's never a good sign. Oh, there we go. Okay. You know what? I am going to go over and be by the fridge. Because it is glorious. And this is where I am going to save off for this week. I wonder if the bookshop lady thinks that the commercial thing ate me. Because as far as she's concerned, I went back there through her store and she's not laid eyes on me again, and it's the next day by now. That would actually be kind of funny, I think. Okay. Well, that was Disco Elysium for this week. Got a lot done, chased a lot of dialogue trees, and managed to not die while talking to Everard despite being a fool and actually sitting in his super uncomfortable chair and let him play mind games with me, which I really should not have done. But that was my own fault. I didn't want to sit down. I said, I'll stand, thanks, and then I folded like a wet paper towel. Ah, well. Thankfully, I had lots of medicine that I'd found around various places, so it didn't kill me. So, I'm a little lucky on that one. But next week we shall return to the giant bear fridge, which we are hopefully very soon to stuff an entire corpse into, which will probably be amazing because a polar bear that size would absolutely eat a human. So that will amuse me out of all size and proportion to the actual event. I will be back again on Wednesday, where I will be playing Among Us with a group of my writer friends. This upcoming week, we're actually going to be trying out the proximity chat mod, which none of us have ever actually played with, so it should be interesting. Hoping that, we don't say anything incriminating. Or maybe we will. It's two of us stream that game, and it's going to be interesting to see how much of our stream actually ends up, talking to the other players, because Lord knows I already do that quite a lot. But we shall see. And then on Thursday I will be playing Oxygen Not Included for Try Not to Die Thursday, which unfortunately last Thursday failed miserably as one of my dupes died. But it's a new week, and hopefully we will not lose another dupe. One can but hope. And if you are looking for previous sessions of Disco Elysium or of the Foxborough, which is the Oxygen Not Included base that I am working on Thursdays, you can visit the YouTube channel and they will all be there. Oxygen Not Included updates on Tuesdays, and the Disco Elysium sessions update on Fridays. And I hope that everyone has a great night. And I hope to see people back on Wednesday and Thursday. And in the meantime, have a great night. Good night.